everybody. This is Barbershop Books story time with Alvin Irby. That's me. Today, I'm going to be reading a really cool story. I think you're going to like it. It's called Last Stop on Market Street. Now, let's take a close look at the book cover and let's see what's on there. Well, I see a bus. Do you see the bus? There's the bus driver right here. And there are people holding on, and I think someone who may be sitting on the bus. And what do we have here? Well, there's a little boy right here, and then there's a woman. Looks like they might be going on a little trip. Do you ever ride on the bus? Here in New York City, which is where I live, sometimes I do ride the bus or the subway, although not a lot right now. So, are you ready to read Last Stop on Market Street? I'm really excited about today's story. Wow, look at these cool pictures. Do you see them? It looks like a neighborhood. A neighborhood is just like a place where people live. Lots of stuff there. Houses, apartments, churches, grocery stores. Let's go. CJ pushed through the church doors, skipped down the stairs. The outside air smelled like freedom, but it also smelled like rain, which kind of freckled CJ's shirt and dripped down his nose. And look, do you see CJ running down the steps? Oh, there he is. Where's his grandma? Oh, I think maybe this is his grandma. Why do you think I might think that's his grandma? Do you see her hair? It's like a gray or silver color. And normally, when adults get a little bit older, they start to get a little bit of gray hair. I even have a few gray hairs. Let's see what happens next. He ducked under his Nana's umbrella. Nana? You know, Nana is it's like another word for grandma. What do you call your grandma? Do you call her grandma? Do you call her Nana? Or do you call her some other name? Well, CJ calls his grandmother Nana. He ducked under his Nana's umbrella, saying, "How come we gotta wait for the bus in all this wet?" He's talking about the rain. Trees get thirsty too, his Nana told him. Don't you see that big one drinking through a straw? CJ looked around for a long time, but never saw a straw. Now, can a tree really drink water through a straw? How do plants that are in the ground get the water? Well, they have something called roots, and they go deep into the dirt, and when it rains, they suck up the water through their roots. And look, here's CJ with his Nana, and they're waiting for the bus in the rain. I hope it's not, cold outside. Rain can be kind of fun, but when it's cold, you can get all soggy, wet, and feel frozen. From the bus stop, he watched water pool on flower petals, watched rain patter against the windshield of a nearby car. patter. Do you know what that means? If the rain patter, right? If it patters against the window, it's kind of like a light touch. That's all patter means. That's a really cool word. Watched rain patter against the windshield of a nearby car. His friend Kobe climbed in, gave CJ a wave, and drove off with his dad. Nana, how come we don't got a car? And look, do you see CJ with his Nana? And do you see his friend waving in the car as he drives off with his dad? Boy, what do we need a car for? We got a bus that breathes fire. And old Mr. Dennis, who always has a trick for you. I wonder who Mr. Dennis is. The bus creaked to a stop in front of them. It sighed and sagged, and the doors swung open. And look, do you see who's getting in the bus? It's CJ and his Nana. Oh, you know something I just noticed? The front of the bus says 5, the number 5, and market. I wonder why it says market on the front. Do you think the bus is going to the market? Maybe. Or maybe the bus is going down Market Street. If you look on the front of a bus, like a public bus that takes people to different places, they usually will tell you some information about the route or which streets it will travel. And so the bus that CJ and his Nana is getting on, it says 5 Market. What's that I see? Mr. Dennis asked. He pulled a coin from behind CJ's ear. So Mr. Dennis reached behind his ear and pulled out a coin. That's like magic. He placed it in his palm. Nana laughed, her deep laugh, and pushed CJ along. Look, Mr. Dennis is the bus driver. And if you look really closely, you can see the coin that he pulled from behind CJ's ear. They sat right up front. The man across the way was tuning a guitar. Wow. An old woman with curlers had butterflies in a jar. Wow. Butterflies in a jar? I've never seen butterflies in a jar. I wonder where the old lady is taking the butterflies. Nana gave everyone a great big smile. And a good afternoon. She made sure CJ did the same. So when he got on the bus with his Nana, he didn't just sit there still and do nothing or say nothing. His grandmother and him, they all said hello to the other people on the bus. The bus lurched forward and stopped. Lurch is kind of like when you ease forward a little bit. It's not too fast. It's kind of like a slow way to kind of move forward. Nana hummed as she knit. Do you know what knitting is? Knitting is when you take string and you take 2 pointy metal needles, or I guess they could be wood, and then you can make something. Like you could make a scarf or a blanket or even socks. I don't knit very much, but I love to crochet, which is another thing that you can do with string and a needle. How come we always gotta go to church? CJ said. Miguel and Kobe never have to go nowhere. I feel sorry for those boys, she told him. They'll never get a chance to meet Bobo or the Sunglass Man. Bobo? The Sunglass Man? Who are all these people? And I hear Trixie got herself a brand new hat. CJ stared out the window. Feeling sorry for himself, he watched cars zip by on either side. Watched a group of boys hop curves on bikes. So as CJ was riding the bus, guess what he was doing? He was looking out the window of the bus. And look, can you see that he's kind of sitting on his knees as he looks out the window? Have you ever been on a public bus? Did you look out the windows to see who was passing by or what was passing by? There's all kinds of cool stuff to see when you're on a bus. A man climbed aboard with a spotted dog. CJ gave up his seat. How come that man can't see? Oh, look. I think the man is blind. He has on shades and has a cane to help him walk. I think that may be a seeing eye dog. Seeing eye dogs are special dogs that are trained to help guide blind people so that they stay safe and they don't bump into anything and hurt themselves. So CJ said, how come that man can't see? Boy, what do you know about seeing? Nana told him. Some people watch the world with their ears. How can you watch the world with your ears? Maybe because he's blind, he can hear really, really good. Have you ever seen a dog and they look up and you don't even hear anything, but they hear something that's way outside or far away? Well, that's because dogs have really, really great hearing, and they can hear things that are way far away. Humans can hear stuff too, but dogs, their ears can hear really far away. That's a fact. Their noses too, the man said, sniffing at the air. That's a mighty fine perfume you're wearing today, ma'am. Nana squeezed the man's hand and laughed, a deep laugh. Wow. So it looks like the man who's blind not only can hear really well, but he also has a really powerful nose. Some people think that if you lose one of your senses, like your sense of sight, that it makes all of your other senses more powerful. Do you know your senses? Your sense of sight, your sense of smell, your sense of taste, hearing, and there's one more, touch. Did you know about all of those different senses? Let's see what happens next in the story. Two older boys got on next. CJ watched as they moved on by and stood in the back. Sure wish I had one of those, he said. Nana set down her knitting. What for? You got the real live thing sitting across from you. Why don't you ask the man if he'll play a song? Look at what the boys are doing. They're listening to something, maybe on their phone. And CJ said that he wanted one of those. I think he wanted something to play his music on, maybe a phone. But his Nana said, why do you need one of those? There's a guy right there in front of us with a real guitar. And maybe you should ask him to play a song. Do you think that the man sitting on the bus is going to play a song? Let's find out. CJ didn't have to. The guitar player was already plucking strings and beginning to sing. Can you sing? Well, I don't know. Maybe I can sing. La 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 la. Or maybe not. Maybe I'll let the guitar guy sing. To feel the magic of music, the blind man whispered, I like to close my eyes. Nana closed hers too. So did CJ and the spotted dog. So the blind man, when he hears music, he likes to close his eyes. Wow. When you listen to music, do you close your eyes? You should try it. The next time you listen to music, close your eyes. Maybe it'll sound different. Or maybe it'll sound the same. Or maybe it'll be magical. And in the darkness, the rhythm lifted CJ out of the bus, out of the busy city. He saw sunset colors swirling over crashing waves, saw a family of hawks slicing through the sky, saw the old woman's butterflies dancing free in the light of the moon. CJ's chest grew full, and he was lost in the sound, and the sound gave him the feeling of magic. So when CJ closed his eyes to listen to the man playing the guitar, all of a sudden, he started to see things and imagine things and to experience the music in a whole new way. Wow, that's really kind of cool. The song ended and CJ opened his eyes. But this is what he saw when his eyes were closed. I think that maybe he was allowing the music to help him imagine all the different sounds that he was hearing. Wow. The song ended and CJ opened his eyes. Everyone on the bus, they clapped. They were so pleased with the song that the man had played on his guitar. Even the boys in the back of the bus clapped. Nana glanced at the coin in CJ's palm. CJ dropped it in the man's hat. Oh, wow. The man put his hat on the ground while he played because he was asking for donations. Do you know what a donation is? It's when you give something to someone because you just want to help them or because you want to support them. And so CJ donated his coin to the man who was playing his guitar. Last stop on Market Street, Mr. Dennis called. Wow. They had reached the last stop on Market Street. Is their trip coming to an end? Or is their trip just beginning? CJ looked around as he stepped off the bus. Crumbling sidewalks, broken down doors, graffiti tagged windows, and boarded up stores. Wow, this neighborhood sounds like a lot of stuff is going on. He reached for his Nana's hand. How come it's always so dirty over here? She smiled and pointed to the sky. Sometimes, when you're surrounded by dirt, CJ, you're a better witness for what's beautiful. Wow. And here's what CJ was looking at. Do you see the graffiti? Someone spray painted something on the side of the building. Do you see it? It's right. Where is it? Oh, there it is. It's right here. Someone wrote on the side of the building, or they sprayed on the side of the building with spray cans. That's called graffiti. And look what else, something I noticed. Do you see what else I noticed? There's a man pushing a cart full of stuff. And do you see this fence? It looks a little scary because it has barbed wire across the top of the fence. Do you know what barbed wire is? It's really, really sharp. And sometimes people put it on the top of a fence so that people won't climb over the fence. If you ever see barbed wire on the top of a fence, do not touch it because it's super sharp. And if you touch it, it could hurt you. CJ saw the perfect rainbow arching over the soup kitchen. Soup kitchen? Do you know what a soup kitchen is? It's a place where people go when they don't have enough food at home. And so they go to the soup kitchen to get some food so that they won't be hungry. He wondered how his Nana always found beautiful wherever he never even thought to look. He looked all around them, at the bus rounding the corner, out of sight, and the broken street lamps still lit up bright, and the stray cat shadows moving across the wall. So even though CJ wasn't looking for beautiful things, his Nana showed him the beautiful things all around them. And do you see the rainbow? The one that arched over the building? You have to look really close. I can see the rainbow. It's right here. Do you see it? And it stretches from here all the way across. That's really beautiful. When he spotted their blah, 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 blah. You know what? The words just did not come out right. That happens sometimes when you're reading, but guess what? You can just start over at the beginning of the sentence. When he spotted their familiar faces in the window, he said, "I'm glad we came." So it looks like CJ noticed people that he knew. So maybe his Nana and him go to the soup kitchen all the time. I wonder how often they go. Do you think they go once a week? Do you think they go once a month? I don't know. For those of you who are just tuning in, you're listening to Barbershop Books Storytime, and today we're reading Last Stop on Market Street. We're learning about CJ and his Nana as they took a trip to the soup kitchen. But they just didn't hop into a car. They jumped on a bus. And man, they saw lots of really cool and amazing things on their way to the soup kitchen. And they just arrived. And they're waving and saying hello to all the people that they know. And look, there are people standing in line. What do you think the people are waiting in line for? Do you think they're waiting for soup? He thought his Nana might laugh her deep laugh, but she didn't. She patted him on the head and told him, "Me too, CJ. Now come on." CJ didn't want to go at first, but once he arrived and he saw some of the familiar faces, then he felt okay. And he said that he was happy that he came to the soup kitchen. And look, can you find CJ? There are lots of people eating. Do you see where CJ and his Nana are? There they are. They're behind the table. And look, it looks like they're scooping things out of the big pot to put into the bowls. And CJ is helping. Do you see him holding up the bowl? Oh, now I know what's going on. CJ and his Nana took the bus to the soup kitchen to volunteer. They are not being paid, but they're helping for free to give out soup. That's a really kind thing to do. Have you ever volunteered before? Well, guess what? That is the end. Thank you so much for listening to Last Stop on Market Street with Barbershop Books Storytime and me, Alvin Irby. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this story, and I hope that maybe you can find some way to volunteer and be helpful to someone that you know needs your help. Well, until next time, bye. Oh, don't forget to visit barbershopbooks.org for more information about Barbershop Books. Okay, for real this time. Until next time, bye.